A very good morning to you, wherever you may be watching us from. I am Haji Drame back again with Meet the Legend show on THD TV. This morning, it is a replica of what we did the first time. We visited another episode of another great man again, Mr. Abdoulie M. Sallah. Like I said earlier in our first interview, is a household name. Not because he has stopped in one part, but he has done many things for this country. So in short, we call him the man of many things. The first interview was centered about his life, but like I always said, you can't talk about legends' life in 1 hour. Legends have a book to share, but not 1 hour to share their stories. But we just want to unearth some of the stories that my generation don't know about this gentleman. So without much ado, this is your baby TV in town, like I always said. Keep following us, subscribe to our channel, send us your comments. We are here for you. We want to know what you want from us, and we will do exactly what you want us to do for you. Like our Facebook page, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, and presently we are in TikTok. So these are some short videos you watch on TikTok and know what our next episodes will look like. So now back to the show. It's a great pleasure once again. The man we're talking about is Alhaji Abdoulie M. Sallah. Mr. Sallah is one of the finest audiologists in this country. In short, he has trained many great audiologists today who are practicing this profession in this country. So we thank God we still have them with us, and we still want to know more about them. That's why we are back here today. Like the first interview, I said it is the first, but it's not going to be the last. And this is not going to be the last as well, because we continue to find out more about their stories to educate the younger ones. It's a pleasure, Mr. Sallah, once again to have you.
Thank you very much.
Despite the busy schedule, whenever we come here, we meet this place occupied. We meet people waiting for your service. And with your age, we are blessed, and we thank God you still continue to do that service that this country want to have from you and continue having from you. And the first interview, I said it. It is not the first time. It is not the second time, and it is not the last time. We believe there's something that you need to share today that could be unique in your story, reaching to the younger generation.
Thank you very much.
Can we go again?
Thank you very much. Agi, I'm so grateful and so happy. I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to continue with the other part of the interview. The aim of the interview is to educate, to give our young ones motivation and inspiration so that they can learn from what we have gone through. What we have gone through, some may be bitter, some may be pleasant, but all the same, it has to be known. And once you know history, that's why we study history. Once we know history, we know we can learn from somebody's mistakes so that they can do things better. I have reason to talk about my upbringing in Banjul.
Yeah.
I grew up in Banjul in the early 50s. We played street football using krinting as post. I remember my colleagues. Mam Cherno Jai was one of them. Asfal, Alaji Aplai, who is now Alaji Tafa Job, and many others. We left. We later formed social clubs, and these social clubs turned out to be football clubs. And I remember our first social club was called Rosalina, and some of those members, we are still together.
Wow.
We still meet each other, and this was formed in the early 60s. And Mam Senjai was one of them. Mustafa Jallo is one of them, and so many of them. I cannot name all of them, but they were all part of the group, and we are still together. We have connectivity. We connect to each other, and we share memories together. Yeah. We went to school at Albion School, and I went to school with some of my age mates. I remember Lai Fal, I remember Dudu Jani, and I remember all those people. And we also watched football. We had strong bonds from there, which is nurtured and is important. And we are still getting. Some of them have gone. Some of these my classmates have gone out. Some of them are in Europe. but we still connect. Sometimes. We still have contact from time to time. The Stars in those days, we watch football. We go to the Boxbar Stadium. I don't know whether you know.
Boxbar is a famous name.
Is a very famous name.
Yeah.
The Boxbar Stadium was very famous, and we had stars like, Biri Biri came later. Because Biri Biri is our age group, but we watched people like my uncle, Echo Forbes, George Gomez.
Wow.
You have Ngara, you have Legrand, you have my brother, Pasule Njai, who was my elder brother. They all play. We all watch them play, and we wanted to be like them. We want to be, because they were heroes in those days.
At that time, Banjul was Banjul.
It was Banjul.
Yes.
So my uncles, I have my uncles, my relatives. They are all here. They all have passed on, but their grandchildren are here. My uncle was Halin Njai, his son Musa Njai and Alaj Antuman Njai. Well, Musa Njai had passed away, but Alaj Antuman Njai, I just saw him last week. He was celebrating some feast which I attended. And Daniel Forbes was also my uncle. Daniel Forbes was a Christian, but we are still together, just how Banjul is. My mother, Adamanyang, was trained at 82 Lancaster. He was trained by Alaji Abdoulie M and Aji Janketon, the patriarch of this great 82 Lancaster family. And Alaji Abdoulie M built a mosque in those days. And this mosque is still functioning. The grandchildren, Taib Sow, who is a very great friend of mine, and also my closest relative, is Taib Sow. Magunjai is called Magunjai, but he's Ibrahim Njai. Sehu Njai, who was the skipper the first skipper of Real de Banjul. He, of course, passed away. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And we had Magunjai and the Janke family, the Njai family, Janke Njai, and all this other Njai family is the center, is the spiritual center of our family. And I want to pay homage and pay tribute to their contribution to the family. They are always around. When anything happens, they are all around. Type is the leader, and I pay homage to him, and I pay tribute to his gallantry. He's always around when he's called for anything that happens. So these are my family. They are of course, I don't forget Badu Njai, who is now the guardian of the mosque at 82 Lancaster. My sister is Aji bin Kaur and Aji Ndai Hadisala. Aji bin, I named my daughter Aji bin. Her daughter Safinjai and the husband Mr. Jobate gave my name to their first son, and I want to pray for them. I also named my daughter after my sister. So it is like that in the old days. We are all connected.
The unique relationship.
It's this unique relationship. I am mentioning this because these are relationships that we have to cherish, we have to nurture, we have to maintain. Ajindai's children, the great Ami Job, who is working with the Guaranteed Trust Bank, as I think is one of the directors, and her husband, Omar Sar, who is also one of the managers, and her siblings, Pamodu, Yasin, and my nephews, Alasan and others. They are all close to me, and they all look to me for leadership. Pamodu is special. He's not only my nephew, but also my great friend. He's always with me. My brothers, I have also some brothers and sisters who are in the United States. Usman Sallah is the eldest, and they all look up to me. Any ceremony or any occasion that happens, I lead the way. I lead the ceremonies. We are talking about these footballers, and I thought I should mention Olman Jatta.
Oh yeah, that's the body balance,
because
the famous body balance.
He's still alive.
Yes.
And I think we will have to get him.
Oh yeah.
So that we will share his
story. We are here to unearth those stories. As far as we're concerned, Olman Jatta.
I remember during his football in Senegal, there was a football match in Senegal. He scored one of the first goals, and he scored it by balancing the whole team, the whole front. and scored the goal. And that's where the name came.
Body balance.
Yes, yes.
That was a fantastic way.
It was a fantastic way. My father came to the Gambia in 1927.
Wow.
And he is from Lamtoro family. And his first son, Alif Sallah, went to United States in 1965.
The Lamtora originated from where?
The Lamtoro from Futa Toro.
Okay, Futa Toro.
Futa Toro. Yeah. Dr. Adama Sallah is one of them. Wow. So that's why he
1927.
That's why he named his hospital Lamtoro.
Lamtoro.
Yes, we are all from the Lamtoro family, including the Honorable Khalifa Sallah. Is also a cousin. The great it's not only relationships, sometimes friendships and childhood friendship. Yeah. Endured, and we cherish it to the extent of which we have now become families.
Oh, yeah.
His first son, my brother who went to the United States in 1965, his first son is Abdou Sallah. Abdou is also working at the UNDP. He's so close to me. He calls me every day. He comes to my house. He's one of the few people who comes to me nearly every week. And I want to pray for him and his wife. His wife just went to Mecca. And I want to pray for their continued success and long life. I cherish that relationship. And Abdou is a very great, is humble, and he's also very meticulous. He's well trained. And his wife, his mother, Choro Job, is also very close to us, and we are families together. Just like when I married Jay Jau, the Jau family becomes part of my family. This is why Fatou Sallah, who is my first child, name her first son after me. The wife, the mother, Jay Jau, is my aunt, because the father of Jay Jau, Alhaji Yusufa Jau, is an uncle to my mother. That's how close we are. So we are not only in-laws. The Jaus are not only my in-laws, but they are also
close family
relations. Fortunately, Abdou Sallah replaced the brother I lost in America. So Abdou is always with me. So my daughter Fatou got some grandchildren. I pray for my grandchildren, Rahim and Jay, for blessing and God's protection. In fact, as I said before, the Jau family are my relatives. I have my daughters also at Kanifing. My granddaughter, Annette Kamara, is the president of the Female Journalists Association.
So there's journalism still in the family.
Still in the family.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. And married, and when her sister was getting married, I led the prayers and the ceremony. I have special gratitude to Baba Sila, who is also not only my friend, and he's also a good friend of Professor Sen. Professor Sen is also my friend, because we all are colleagues in the ex-student association. Professor Sen is a professor in America and has retired. He has tremendous, multiple accolades. He has mentored thousands of people. I want to pay my homage to him. But I want to pay special regard to Baba Sila. He's a poet, a writer, and now a filmmaker.
Wow.
My tribute to his gallantry. I apologize to all who have been offended by my first interview, and God bless all of you.
Well, I can tell them, leaving some important people in your first interview didn't start with you on THD, Meet the Legend show. Like I always said, when we talk to legend, we squeeze them to know the best part of their career when they were young, growing up to where they are today. So at some point, it's not deliberate. It's us that pose the questions, that divert their attention to some important thing. So I'm glad that the opportunity is given again, because there cannot be a better person without a better family.
That's true.
But you have mentioned a very important thing about this family, this unique family. That goes to tell us that Banjul used to be a unique place to live, where everybody is interrelated and respect is given mutually.
That's true.
Today, you have seen decades, and you have seen the rough time of the family. before grandchildren were coming. You have seen also the good time of the family. And I'm sure today most of them come home, not just to come and sit and chat with you, but they want to get good advice from you.
Yes,
what should they learn in going further to maintain this uniqueness in your family? What will you look back today and say, were some of these blessings that Allah has given you that maintain this, the level that you put in the family to get the family still going in that righteousness?
Thank you very much. One of the most important reasons I wanted to speak again was because we want to cherish these relationships. Banjul, we are all one. And here I am. I'm related to the Jau family. I'm related to the Njai family of 82 Lancaster, the Alaji Halinjai family, which is a different Njai family. So we are all connected in some way or the other. And now my son, Modu Sallah, who is one of the pillars of the family, who has been very helpful. When he got married to Ndey Fatu's family is now part of our family. And Ndey Fatu is, I have to pay great tribute to her. She's very kind, very able, and very, what we call a married woman, a real married woman. My great respect, he earned my respect.
What do we live now that is letting us to live the journey or the way that Banjul used to have before? Because today, not many thought, following this in relationship with, relatives important anymore. That is why we are into chaos. We are into many, many different ways. Homes are scattered now just because of we left what our parents were blessed with. What do you think, we should learn from that now to be able to bring this, this unitedness in ourselves?
Yeah, what we can learn is to understand that those that you are related, your friendship, your old friendship should be maintained. Because in the data of WHO, long life and good health, connectivity is important. We talk about diet, we talk about exercise, we talk about good sleep, but we always forget about connectivity. You have to be connected, and the connection should be genuine. We must be genuinely be connected to all our relatives, all our friends, and be genuinely concerned when they are whether it is in good times or in bad times. So we must nurture those relationships. Those relationships are those that will make us who we are.
Finally, we are getting to yes. You want to say something? But yes, I want to ask this before you come to your final question. Yeah. You are always busy, even despite with your age. Yeah. You are here. We met you at your working place, and you deal with human beings and give helping hand to human beings with regards to their health. Yeah. How much time do you have with your family and your grandchildren?
Exactly. This is very important. Your good health depends mainly on how much connectivity you have, how much connection you have with your family and friends. The more friends you have, the more you nurture and maintain those relationships, it improves your health. And this is one of my secrets. You must be connected to all of them, to your friends. Make sure that you are concerned in bad times and in good times. And finally, I want to say to everybody that we must adhere to being modest. We must be humble. Humility is a very important virtue, and we must adhere to that. When you are humble, you can be related to all of your relationships, be friendship or your relations. And finally, I want to just say to everybody that we must be tolerant. We must tolerate other people's views. We must be tolerant in terms of our religion, in terms of our tribe, in terms of all the other sectional basis should be taken away. We must be tolerant. Tolerant of each other within the family, tolerant of each other within the community, and tolerant of each other within the whole country. in that way we can tolerate that you cannot be, I cannot have all your ideas the same with mine. So tolerate mine. If you are Ahmadis, respect the Ahmadis. If you are a Christian, respect the Christian, despite the fact that you are a Muslim. But continue with your Islam, but make sure you have respect, tolerance. You must be tolerant of each other. And, politically, that is very important. Politically,
a big division within ourselves.
Exactly.
Gambians used to live in peaceful environment, despite being in a different political views. But now we have seen politics has become one of the biggest enemy of this country.
The enemy of is partly tribalism, but the most important is greed and corruption. Once our mindset, you go into politics, not for what you get, but how much you can serve your country. This is important. As long as politics is a vehicle for enrichment, we will remain divided, and the country will not go forward. You must realize that when you serve your country as a politician, you are not there to enrich yourself. You are there to serve the people. And I enjoin all my friends. In fact, I appeal to the government that he must also sometimes ask advice from we, the older ones. Amongst us, there are auditors, there are lawyers who are now in their 70s, in their 74, 75, 76. In our group, in Group Rosalina, there are many who have retired and they are still with their energy to be able to give some advice. But the biggest advice, I think, is to fight against corruption. I want to pay tribute to my first wife, Ami Jeng, who has two children with me, Modu Sallah and Fatu Bintu Sallah, who is working with Professor Sen. And Modu is in England, and I have mentioned him and his wife, a very good wife. And but I want to pay special tribute to my wife, to their mother, Ami Jeng. I also want to pay tribute to my second wife, Ndela John, who is currently in Sweden, and her two kids, Kole and Sira. They are so close to me, they speak to me so often, and I have to pray for them so that God will give them success and all what they need in this world. Let them be protected by God from all the evil spirits. By Sallah is also my daughter, my son, who I have mentioned him before, but Bai is special to me. He is living in England, and he is always calling me and making sure that we are in contact. By Sallah. And my final word is to say how much proud I am that they are my family, how much pride I have with Ndela John, who is always very, very keen, very, 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 very cooperative with me, and I thank him very much and pray for her continuous long life and good health.
Well, like I said, it is not the last. It is not going to be the last. Alhaji Abdoulie M Sallah will always be on THD Meet the Legend show. Wherever we need his expertise, his knowledge, or his contribution to any of the members that we are going to feature on this platform, we will visit him again to give us an in-depth of that person to make this program a unique. Once again, thank you for following THD TV. We'll be back again with another legend, with another unique story. The people who have shown decades of these countries while on group will come and add this story. For us in this generation to be able to know Rome wasn't built a day, as the saying goes. Mr. Sallah, thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Haji. It is a great pleasure
Thank you so much.
I am so happy.
Thank you so much.
This has relieved me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.